next update in my moving series. What I did this morning was I had my mom go through my file where I keep all my papers and stuff, which was a disaster because I hadn't cleaned it out in like 6 months. I used to file stuff and then I couldn't crawl anymore, and I can't get in there without making a mess. So I had her go through this and got the papers that I needed to give to Gateway as part of my application, which is a year's worth of bank statements just to track my financials, which I totally understand. Because when you go into like some sort of subsidized facility or a nursing home or assisted living or something, they check your income and your bank flow and stuff like that. So I had that and my SSI payment thing, which I did not know was called an award certificate. So when she said that, I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. But anyway, and I kept telling my mom I got one earlier this year, blah, blah, blah. I've had it since like January. I know what my amount is, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, you didn't. You didn't get the one for this year. And I'm like, well, not 2023, but the one that was going up when it went up in the beginning of the year. I had it because my amount doesn't change until after the first of the year anyway. So I got all that stuff, and I took pictures of everything, and I'm gonna email her everything on Monday because I got a lot of stuff I have to do before Thanksgiving, because the staff for Galena is gonna be out of the office practically all week from Thanksgiving on. I think they'll be back like the following Tuesday because they have staff meetings and they have stuff like that. So my Alexa is calling for dinner, so I'm gonna get going on that. But so I have all that ready to go. I'm gonna get this in an email on Monday and send this to her, and that's the next step in my application. And hopefully I can get things moving a little bit more. I got more stuff to do with that, but I don't know how soon they'll get me for the next part of the application, because I still have two more interviews and two more. I think I have a home assessment or something weird. I'm assuming they'll come over to the house at some point and interview me and stuff like that. But that would be the next step after all my paperwork's in, and God willing, I get the apartment I want, which could potentially take a year. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'll see you guys in the next clip. Well, I'm not exactly sure which video this is going into, whether it's going into the one for next week. The video next week is going to kind of be a hodgepodge of what I'm doing right now. And since I don't have an exact timetable for my move and how long it's going to take me to actually get my apartment, I'm kind of just tidying things up. Essentially what I'm doing is getting rid of everything I'm not using. I literally got rid of everything on some shelves, and some shelves and my cabinets because I had a mess of stuff that was just collecting dust and stuff like that. I'm in a situation kind of what the Marie Kondo, who's an organizer and an influencer. She was really popular on Netflix for a while. She had a couple of series out just about organizing. She had a saying, if it doesn't give you joy, just get rid of it. And it was I'm essentially getting rid of stuff that I'm not using. As I said in my other video, I do need to downsize. And I was talking to my sister-in-law, and they have moved quite a bit, and they've gone between apartments and houses a lot in almost 10 years, and they've downsized quite a bit, mostly because her chronic illness keeps her from doing a lot of fiddly-diddly stuff, so so they're well familiar with having to get rid of stuff and massively curtailing the stuff you have in your house. And that is essentially what I'm doing. I'm gonna have a very similar amount of space, but it's gonna be different stuff that I'm actually gonna be using, and just getting rid of stuff. I'm not living in an efficiency, but I'm gonna really get rid of stuff. I'm not gonna have room for as much furniture. I'm really only gonna keep one cabinet, and which I used to have a lot of movies in, but I gave all those movies back to my mom because I don't use them. I don't use I don't even think my computer has a DVD player anymore. And I got rid of my DVD player. One, because it wasn't working, and two, I'm watching everything on streaming. So I don't really need it. And so, I mean, that's one of the big things I'm going to be doing in the next few months, is massively getting rid of all the stuff I'm not using. And I actually found a poster that I bought in Kansas City almost 2 years ago, which I have yet to do anything with. And I hadn't hung it because I didn't know exactly where I was going to put it. And I'm going to do that when I have time. And then I have a family photo that I need to put in a different spot because it kept falling off the cabinet, the top of the cabinet I had it on. And I was like, I really want to hang this. I'm not getting rid of that because it's one of the better family photos we've taken. So, so this video is probably going to be a little bit longer, and I'm also going to give you guys a rundown on the call that I'm going to make to Gateway on Monday, because Mom wants me to touch base with them. And I also haven't heard back from Jacqueline since I sent the emails earlier this week. Part of that is because we're just getting off a holiday. I hate trying to get a hold of people over the holidays, even if we're still, people are still working. It is very hard to get a hold of people just because people take time off, and it's just very, very hard. And it's just, so I'm going to try to get this rolling. I don't expect to have major progress on this until after the first of the year, because I don't know how long it's going to take them to process my application. And I'm sure there's people that are in the facility already that have a leg up on getting a 1-bedroom before I do. I know I'm a good fit for their facility, and I'm sure Jacqueline knows that. It's just, they don't have room for me. and I need a 1-bedroom. I cannot go into an efficiency. Even if I pare down my stuff, I cannot fit in there. I have to be able to have enough room to move the wheelchair, and I need at least one section of the apartment for all of Zoom's stuff. The only medication I will most likely keep in my apartment is mostly his over-the-counter stuff. I think I can keep my over-the-counter stuff in my apartment, but I'm gonna have to ask because I have 5 supplements I take that are technically over-the-counter that I online order. And then I have the over-the-counter stuff like your generic over-the-counter anti-inflammatory, which I occasionally take. I do not always go with my kick butt anti-inflammatory stuff, even though that's mostly what I need. And I'm gonna have to take my meds on a schedule. And then I have 3 topicals that I take that I have to do at least 1 or 2 times a week, which they'll have to manage that. So I have to do all of that. So this video is going to be quite long. I have at least one more clip that I'm going to put in here. And so I'll try to get this up for you guys. It'll be later next week. And I'm also going to try to put my Christmas stuff up. I asked one of my friends to help me. So hopefully that'll go up this week. Because I'm actually putting my Christmas stuff up this year. I didn't put my Christmas stuff up last year because everybody got sick like a couple of weeks before Christmas, and there just was not time to put my tree up. By the time I had time to do it, it was like a week before Christmas, and there was nobody to do it. And I hardly ever ask my regular rotation PAs to do it because it takes a little under 2 hours, and it would have taken the entire time, which is why I'm having a friend do it off the clock, because it will just take at least a couple of hours. So I'll probably touch base with her next week. And that's probably where I'm at. As far as the moving process and cleaning out my house, which there was so much dust and I had to move things. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm going to keep doing that in the next few months, just getting rid of stuff. And I mean, when you live somewhere, I've lived out here for like 13 years, and you just accumulate stuff. And that's about where it is. And this clip is getting long enough, so I'll catch you guys up probably on Monday before I get this edited. Okay, this is the last clip for the video that's going up this week. I've kind of had a hair-raising morning because I've been making a lot of phone calls, and I spilled hot coffee on myself this morning, so and my knee hurts because I have a burn on my knee from spilling hot coffee. So yeah, that was kind of how my morning's been going. So I called Gateway. That was one of my phone calls I made this morning. I need to move into an efficiency because that's the only way I can get into a 1-bedroom. I am going to measure the heck out of this unit and make it work because that's the only way I can get it in. I think if I rearrange in that space, I can make it work. I just have to get creative as to how I'm arranging things. Because if I do the dog crate on one wall, my table on the other wall, and my bed along the side, I think I'll be okay. So, other than that, I think I'll be okay. And I'll definitely have room to get between the bathroom and the kitchen because that room's gonna be pretty much open. And the only other thing I'll have in that space is my microwave, because I am keeping my other microwave because I think it'll work better. So, and then I just found out I pretty much maxed out my premium on my lift repairs, which kind of sucks, but mom didn't seem too worried about that. And I told her about what was going on with the apartments for Gateway, and she didn't shoot me down right away that said I couldn't move in there. But I think it'll work. It's just gonna be really tight. And I think what I would end up doing is just stacking things on and putting everything else that I have out on shelves. I think I can make that work. The kitchen space isn't ideal, but it'll work. I mean, I don't actually need that much space. I just need enough space to move around. And I'll just bring the stuff that I need. Right now, it's not the best news, but I did get some of my questions answered. The toilet should not be a problem, and I can get all the stuff I need for the toilet square. And I should be able to have the grab bars I need. If I'm absolutely desperate, I can stick my towels somewhere else if I can't reach them. But I'm really, I wouldn't be able to get into that place if I didn't initially have, because they move internally, which means they move, it's like here, they move the residents to the one bedroom as stuff comes up. So we'll see. She didn't completely shoot me down. She was just thinking on her feet, which I appreciate. I think I can make it work. I just have to move stuff around. Mom's foreseeing this apartment looking like a hoarder's den. That's not what I'm thinking of, but I'm also thinking of, that's why I'm downsizing stuff, because the less stuff I have to move, the more room I'm gonna have. But that's gonna be fine. And it's not gonna be for a while anyway. She said the other lady that handles the applications has like a stack of paperwork on her desk right now. One of those things is all the stuff I sent before Thanksgiving. So, but yeah, I can make this work. If we measure the unit, I think we can diddle around and figure out the overall working space. I think if I put one thing against each wall, I'll be okay. And there's a wall between where I would put my bed and where the door is. So I don't think I would need a divider screen like I did in my other efficiency, because my other efficiency was just one big room. This is a room divided by a wall. And I would actually prefer that. I'm not gonna put my bed, it's just gonna have one room, one thing against each wall, I think is how I'm gonna do it. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna have my table or not. We'll see. I'm like still mulling stuff over because I have so many moving parts and I have to figure out what I'm doing with the lifts. And it's like, and it's just kind of, they kind of threw me a wrench this morning, but it was, I think I can make it work. It's just gonna be tight, but that's why I'm downsizing the stuff I have. My plan temporarily is gonna be to put Zoom's crate along one wall, my bed along another, and then the table along the other one. I kind of can't put it by the door because then it'll be in the way for me getting in and out. Like I said, I'm still thinking this over and trying to figure out how it's going to work. Moving the lifts is going to be a headache no matter what I do. And so I'm just kind of mulling this over and measuring I really do want to measure that unit to see if I can make it work. Like I'm literally going to take measurements on everything in this apartment. I mean, I know I'm going to have to get rid of a couple of my cabinets. So, I mean, and I'm just going to have to get creative with space. So that's that. And I'm going to, since this video is going to be pretty lengthy, I'm going to leave that there until I figure out what the heck I'm doing. My plan was to go back over there in the next couple of weeks and figure out what the heck I can do and what my plan, if they can accommodate me, which it sounds like they can, but it's just tight. And I'm waiting for my application to go get processed and stuff like that. So that's just going to take a while. So I'll get this edited for you guys and up probably at the normal time, but I'm going to be putting up Christmas stuff on Wednesday. So it depends how much time I have to edit. I'll see you guys in the next one.